Welcome to week 2 of Self Love September. This week's focus is on relaxation and aligning with our inner love. Thank you so much for your patience with me getting this up. I was taking some time to figure out what was the best way to provide this information for those of us who are on Facebook and those of us in this space that are actually not on Facebook. So, I want to talk about energy, how it impacts us, so that we can begin to embody and give ourselves permission to relax and have restful sleep and align with the love that is inside of us. And of course, it doesn't want to go to the next slide. Hmm. There we are. All right. So many of us probably already know that energy impacts literally everything, right? It impacts how we engage in our relationships, at work or at school, and how we engage with others, right? It also impacts how we show up at work. Are we drained? Are we giving? Are we masking, right? Are we being performative, right? We might be performing as we're out in the world all day long. And so by the time we get home, we're extremely exhausted, right? And it also impacts how we show up with others, our friends, our family, and those types of things. For me, the reason why doing kind of energetic or inner work and aligning with my love is so important is because of my son, right? And children. Children feel every single thing, whether we are intentional or not, right? And many times we think, especially if there's tension in the home and you guys are able as parents maybe to not let that conflict be known verbally or in front of them, but children can still feel that tension, right? And then however it is that we are feeling, right? However we internalize our stress or our pain is exactly how our children are going to internalize it. And then they might also have their own ways of internalizing things that are not um, just like us. So we all internalize energy. We're all impacted by it. And they will inherit our pain cycles. And so instead of inheriting our pain cycles, for me, I really want children to inherit the healing, the ways of processing that are healthy, inheriting emotional intelligence and maturity and being able to communicate even when there is some frustration or pain, right? And then energy is going to impact all of our relationships, right? Is going to impact our ability to be able to trust ourselves or other people. It's going to impact if we're being reactive or if we're able to respond in love. So it truly does impact all. So let's talk about how to embody our love so that we're not living in our pain, our stagnant energy, our stress, our tension, right? So to embody love, all of us kind of wrote down what we wanted to welcome into our lives this month. And so often when we want to welcome something into our lives, we're giving more permission or more focus to the fact that it is not there. So about embodying this, right? I want you to think about what it is that you wanted to welcome. Some people wanted to welcome body care, abundance, peace, joy, aligning with their destined path, right? So what would it feel like? I want you to take a moment to think about what would it feel like if this joy was already here, if this abundance was already here, if walking in my, path that I meant to walk with, if I was already walking on that path, if I was already taking care of my body, what would that feel like? And welcome it in, right? And how can you begin to feel this way and then breathe in that feeling as much as possible? So instead of thinking like, oh, I'm just not joyful, or oh my God, there's so many bills, or it's stressed and life is hard, and when the abundance comes, then I'll feel good. So, but what does that abundance bring? Does it bring security? How can I feel more secure? Does it bring peace? Right? Does it bring some certainty? And where can I feel that in my life already and begin to focus on that? Because if we act as if it is here now, the more that we think that it will be or it is. So this allows us to shift away from the distance, right? Or the should. We should be doing this, we should be doing that. I got to get this done. We shift away from that energy and we shift away from when this comes then, right? So shifting from the should or the when allows for it to begin to unfold in our lives. As we do this, we're going to feel grounded in our hearts, grounded in our bodies, because now we're embodying that energy instead of constantly disconnected. and we're going to feel way more free. We're going to feel liberated. We're not going to feel as constrained. So, what the embodiment does, right, in feeling grounded and free, is it clears out all the shit and it anchors us into our love, anchors us into our hearts so that we're able to see these connections. We're able to see where we can feel these feelings all of the time, where things are already happening, where things have happened, where we can see those synchronicities and confirmations and receive all of that. What it's also going to do, without us focusing on healing, it's going to organically heal our physical pains because our body begins to become that love, that frequency. And in that frequency of love, that pain can organically dissipate, right? And the harmful energy, the way in which we stress ourselves out, create anxiety, it will dissipate from our body. And as we become and embody that love, right, allow it to kind of flow through our entire body, that that's all that we have to give, right, to our body. We love our body and then we end up giving to our body more. All of a sudden, you might start craving healthier foods, or all of a sudden, you might know when to take a break, right? So it will just kind of organically allow for you to give to yourself in the way that is needed. All right, so let's talk about the two practices that I want us to embody or, do this week. So we've been, as soon as we come into consciousness, we're smiling, even if our eyes are closed, and we're saying, thank you. Thank you for a new day. Thank you to be alive. Just whatever that thank you is, right? And you can, with each breath and smile, thank you as you're still lying in bed. And then we were doing 3 minutes of breathing in the morning. And so, what I want us to do in that 3 minutes, you're still going to set that timer. You're going to close your eyes and you're going to take 3 deep breaths, right? Inhaling, holding it maybe, and then letting it all out. Doing that 3 times. And then, as after those 3 deep breaths, then what I want you to do, we're deepening this breath practice, right? I want you to just imagine an emerald light flowing through every single muscle, bone, and tissue in your body. And as this emerald light is flowing through your entire body, it's softening, relaxing, and calming you. And you might even, say soft, soften, so that you begin to feel it. And you might just continue that for the whole 3 minutes. But, to go a little bit deeper, I want you to just, through that time, in your head as you're breathing and you're envisioning this emerald light flowing through you, I want you to just think or invoke, I open to peace, or I open to find peace in any chaos that surrounds me, and breathe that in. I open to find peace in any chaos that surrounds me. Breathing in and out, and then say, I am inspired to take time for myself. You can breathe to commune with nature, and the deep breaths with this really allow it to go into your body and to revive by becoming aware of what is truly important to me. I allow myself to find pleasure in simple things and remember to appreciate what is valuable in my life. Thank you. And just thank yourself and thank the universe and thank your heart and thank, just the divine, whatever it is that you believe in. Imagining that green light, right? And as you do this, just become aware of how your body feels. Focus on breathing slowly and deeply, allowing every part of you that is holding stress to just soften, relax, and let go. Give yourself permission to take this time out and to relax and to rest. And it really will only take 3 minutes in the morning for you to just soften and relax your body. You can also do this before bed if you want. The other thing that we're going to do, so that's only 3 minutes to give to yourself, right? And deepen that breathing practice, is I want us to do an inner love exercise. So this for me is if we're going to tell, see, and walk in our love. So what I want you to do, right? Again, some of us may have not had the best childhood, or, the thoughts that we think about ourselves really are not the best. So I want you to either think of little you and what you would want to give to that little beautiful being, right? Precious you, or your children, or what it is that you want to welcome, whatever is going to align for you. But what I want you to do is come up with one, max 3 new ways of thinking and speaking and talking, right? To little you. Maybe tell yourself what your parents didn't tell you. Tell yourself what you should have been told, right? And if that's too hard because Sometimes it's hard to speak positively or lovingly to the self. Think about how would you want to speak to your children? What do you want your children to think of when they think of themselves, right? Or if you want to align with what you want to welcome, that abundance, right? That joy, that peace, that aligned with my path, right? That I meant to walk. So I want you to tell yourself, and don't overthink this. This can be super simple, like I am loving. I am loving, right? So you're just going to tell yourself this 1 to 3 things of what you want your brain really and your mind and your body to just say and your heart to be that kind of automatic thing versus what's currently happening or what has been happening for the last few decades of our lives, right? So super simple. Don't overthink it. If you want, you can write this down in your journal. Like I said, 1 to 3 super small statements. If you're struggling with this, reach out to me and we can create them together. But now here's how we're going to really embody it, right? We're going to tell ourselves this. Then each time you look in the mirror, I want you to look in your eyes and say it to yourself so that you can begin to see yourself in that way, right? I am love. I am loving, right? Or I am beautiful, or I am patient, I am outstanding, I am, surrounded in love, I am abundant, whatever it is for you. And then when you're walking, as much as possible, with every step that you take as you're walking from your car to work or into the grocery store or throughout the grocery store, with every step, just think, I am love, right? Versus what this is going to do is take you out of those kind of automatic stress thoughts that happen and bring you and align you to this, right? So think of it with each step and breathe it in. Um, and just that's our praxis, right? So this one is more about incorporating it into our daily lives, and our essence and our bodies. And why this is important, right, is as we embody this, right? So doing that 3 minutes with the emerald light, and giving yourself permission, and then choosing 1 to 3 statements of what you want to tell yourself or become your automatic thoughts. What this is going to do is it's going to free up that stagnant energy so that your body can ease into, restful sleep. Um, what it does is it brings you into your body and out of your head or those racing thoughts. What it's going to organically do is it's going to open up your heart to be able to forgive, because now instead of holding on to resentment or frustration or anger or depletion, it's going to help release that energy because you're aligning with a different energy and frequency, which opens us up to authenticity. So instead of masking or performing or putting on a shield, we're now living as that authentic energy. And what it's also going to do is strengthen our communication, because the more we're grounded in our hearts and our love, even when there's something that we don't get along with, we're going to be able to communicate from that love with someone who even disagrees with us. So now we're able to communicate in a more profound and strong way. It's going to allow more patience to come into our lives because we're no longer going to be in this kind of rush energy. We're going to be slow to react and able to respond in love, right? To me, that's what responsibility means, is we have the ability to respond with love instead of us constantly living in this reactive, combative, stressful state of constantly holding shit in our bodies, right? We're going to be releasing it and embodying that love. We're also going to be able to become more compassionate just from these 2 simple exercises. We're going to have more understanding with things that just kind of pop off in our lives. We're going to have more understanding with ourselves and other people, so that we're embodying grace, which means there's less toxins in our body, less toxins in our thoughts, less toxins and toxicity in our words, right? That we speak to ourselves and other people. So, some housekeeping. What we're going to do is, um, this exercise, with each week, we're going to be doing different ones. And so we are all connected. This one really was about for those of us who are unable to sleep. And you might be thinking, well, Xtina, like that was not an issue for me. But we are all energetically connected, right? En la kesha lakin means we're inseparable. What I do to myself, or any harm that I cause to another person, I'm causing that to myself. But any love and respectful energy that I, give to you, I'm also giving to myself. And we're kind of flipping that the other way. So the more love that we give ourselves, that's the love we're going to be able to, embody and give out to the world. So because we're all energetically connected, these exercises will benefit us and all that we're connected to, or the collective. Some of you have already received some kind of personalized support from me, a little bit more deeper dives, whether it's meditations or rampages or things to listen to or read. So just know that some of that's coming if you haven't received that already. I will get to everybody. But know that I am here for you. So you can please reach out to me anytime, post in the group if you need absolutely anything. Some of you, hopefully all of you, have seen this self-love bingo. You are going through it. As soon as you get one row that is a bingo, you will be entered into the next raffle. And anyone or the first person who fills up the entire card also receives an entry in the raffle. And then if you share it in your stories, like on IG and tag me, you get another raffle. So Lizzie is in the lead with raffle entries right now, and Honey has also gotten some entries in there. Next week, we will be focusing on kind of the releasing energy, forgiveness, and making sure that we're able to fill all of those circles on that bingo card. So we're going to be switching it up a little bit next week to embodying that. But I wanted to align us to that love so we can learn how to practice and embody that which we want to become instead of thinking that it's outside of us and far away. Right. So it's going to be super fun, super small things, just a little shift in how we approach the next 2 weeks in this space. And congratulations to Honey on this first raffle for welcoming Nicole into the space. Please pick one of these mugs so that I can send it to you, and also send me your, where you want me to mail this to. For our raffle entries for the self-love bingo, I'm going to be raffling off a journal. I should have probably provided a picture for us, but that will be sent to the person who wins self-love bingo. If you guys have any questions, reach out to me. I'm here to make this space for you guys. If we want to continue to open this space to other people, I'm welcome to doing that. And then we could kind of, I don't know, prorate the price or something. Or if we want to just keep it as, us 11 that are in here and then the couple that don't have Facebook, I'm down for that as well. So I'm totally open and flexible. If this is helping you and you're like, oh my gosh, I've been telling other people and they could benefit from it, I'm open and flexible. But you guys have a beautiful day. Reach out to me if you need anything, and let's, welcome that relaxation and the ability to relax and soften our muscles and our tension and walk, right? To begin to speak to ourselves, see ourselves, and walk in the love that we are.